I still believe this is a team that would like to bring in an Ekholm Jr.-esque type of player on that back end to help solidify that decor.
The one thing I'm not liking about this Vegas stuff is it feels like them and Edmonton are almost hunting for the same players, and Vegas have money and Edmonton don't.
Yeah.
Right? Is that fair?
Yeah. I think, well, defensively, possibly. I think the Oilers would like to add a little bit more scoring depth on the wings. More than anything, I mean, maybe you're looking at a 3C, like a legitimate 3C if you're keeping Nuge up top. On that left side, then you could see them enter that mix for a legit 3C. But I still believe this is a team that would like to bring in an Ekholm Jr.-esque type of player on that back end to help solidify that decor. And there was somebody who completely slips my mind as a potential that I would target. And if I remember it, I will tell you. Otherwise, I will text it to you guys. But somebody that fits that mold and that cap hit kind of works. I know some people even brought up the possibility of a Luke Schenn scenario. I don't know how often we see Jets-Oilers trades, but that could certainly be the caliber of player that they end up with by the deadline, because it fills a need. And yeah, foot speed's not there, but fills a need in terms of his defensive and physical capabilities, and also low cap hit overall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think even, listen, when everyone's healthy, the Oilers, I think, have 6 pretty good defensemen. Ty Emerson's taken a step. Like, I'm not all that concerned about the top 6, but you go for a lowercase ad like Luke Schenn, where it's like, okay, if someone gets hurt or if the moment's too big for Emerson, he needs a game off, no coach is going to blink about having to play Luke Schenn for 12 minutes in a playoff game. Right.
Yeah, and that's that's it. I mean, from Ekholm Jr. in terms of capabilities. But that's exactly right. You want to hedge your bets going into the playoffs, and if you could add quality depth on that and interchange guys given the scenarios and circumstances, I mean, that's what championship teams do. So if you have that capability, if you've got that quality depth, exploit the hell out of it.
Dougie Hamilton's agent, JP Barry, released one of his own over the weekend. Really? $9 million man sitting up in the press box, and of course, a statement comes out, a whole bunch of other, I don't know if you want to call it dirty laundry, kind of gets aired, but it's like, hey, he could have gone to San Jose. He said no to San Jose. And then his agent says, well, no, we're willing to be flexible on the 10-team list. Like, this just seems like such a mess. And is it fair to say the Hamilton-New Jersey relationship, like, is it fractured beyond repair?
The short answer is yes, but the anticipation has been that they were going to try to trade him again this season at some point. And then things really escalated with the whole Quinn Hughes, situation. And there was talk, was it Palat? Was it Hamilton? It was always Hamilton. The San Jose stuff was real. It was in, they were talking in June. If it was going to happen, it was going to be in July. And then I think somebody on another team told me before this was out that they'd circled back, but I don't know. I guess it might not have gotten anywhere if we're getting to this point. But I was also told his 10-team trade list is and was strategically put together to make it very difficult for them to actually trade him. So teams up against the cap, divisional rivals, stuff like that, like those kinds of examples. But which is why it makes sense that he's willing to expand beyond that 10-team list in order to help put some finality to this situation, which has blown up a little bit more publicly than I think either party would have wanted. But shots fired on one end, Fitzy comes back with another shot. I like that quote though. It was pretty good. This is a business decision. It's the business of our lineup or whatever it was, paraphrasing. But it's clear that this is going to end. This situation will end in a trade in some fashion. I've got to imagine now the hope is that it's sooner than later, and by sooner I mean ahead of the Olympic break versus the trade deadline.
Do you think Dougie said no to San Jose because he didn't give his brother Freddie a fair shot a few years ago?
Probably.
If you think it's probably something to do with it.
Any
update? Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Perhaps some guys hold personal grudges and vendettas and things like that. So we just talked about family. Get your back of your family. It's your brother. I don't know.
Protect your family, Dougie.
Or your cousin.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody anticipated the Sharks being a legitimate playoff
Yeah.
contender this season. I thought it would be, another year to go. Maybe that was part of his consideration overall.
Yeah. So how, like, obviously Dougie Hamilton's part of the news in New Jersey, but like, how far away do you think New Jersey is before like making some other decisions on their lineup? Like, I heard some conversation about Dawson Mercer might be available. I think that guy would be a great Oiler.
New Jared McCann?
Sure.
Here we go. I don't foresee that. Not for what New Jersey would be looking to do. I mentioned this last week, I think on the sheet as well, that his name, Mercer's name, has started to come up again, just because of the sheer volume of guys that are very, very difficult to trade. He doesn't have any no-trade protection. New Jersey's looking to upgrade. All right, well, would you consider packaging up Mercer in a deal for a legitimate sniper, a legitimate goal scorer? I think that's been part of the discussion. I don't know how in depth or how much Fitzy's been willing to accept that premise, that idea, and started to explore that particular trade route. But his name has definitely been popping up lately.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered, from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.